Ladies and gentlemen, the importance of the Mediterranean for Europe cannot be overestimated. The region bears, of course, specific significance for the whole European Union, as its values are from the Mediterranean. The Mediterranean is the cradle of the European civilization and culture. The Union's southern neighborhood has been swept by far-reaching changes, uprising against despotic regimes in the southern Mediterranean and elsewhere in the Arab world, an opportunity for the European Union to spread its, or at least to try to explain its core values and enhance its security. It is a unique chance for the Union to help build a democratic, stable, and prosperous neighborhood. It's a great challenge. Nevertheless, we should realize one thing, and especially in this new movement in our neighborship, that the world was, is, and will be a dangerous place. And there is no absolute security in the world. And au contraire, if we try to reach at one point absolute security, it's as a rule, it's considered as a danger to the neighboring point. And we have to learn, especially in the Near East and the Mediterranean, that the great art of politics is to compromise, not to achieve for yourself the best conditions you can imagine, but to find a compromise which makes it possible to survive for all. The European part of the Mediterranean has also changed from what it used to be only a couple of years ago. Croatia is, thanks God, soon to accede to the European Union, and Serbia has recently made good strides to follow the suit. Nowadays, my country can decrease its presence in the KFOR in Kosovo, which means that Kosovo is now more stable than before. And I really felt it when I recently visited the country. However, the Balkans, but not only the Balkans, must be very careful to avoid slipping back into the trap of nationalism. Now let me briefly touch upon the challenges both in the south and the north of the Mediterranean Sea. First, the southern Mediterranean. It is always encouraging to see young people rising against oppression and demanding a democracy and respect for their basic rights. However, at the moment, the transformation of the southern Mediterranean is still an ongoing process with uncertain outcome. The European Union has, as well as transforming countries of the southern Mediterranean, must be realistic about this process and better manage their expectations. Rather than talking about security challenges in the outer Mediterranean, as the name of this panel suggests, we should speak about the Mediterranean and the sweeping transformation, which, at least for the moment, generates instability. Today, the security picture of the southern Mediterranean is diverse. The uprisings resulted in multiple security scenarios. There's a military confrontation. NATO and its allies are still fighting Colonel Gaddafi in Libya. Our primary focus should be on the rule of law and good governance as the key elements paving the way towards democracy. There are civilians protesting in Syria, and the government cracks ruthlessly down on them on almost a daily basis. We have Egypt and Tunisia, which already denounced dictatorship, making first steps towards democracy, but the overall situation there still remains fragile. The upheavals resulted in many cases in humanitarian emergencies and triggered large migratory waves affecting the whole Mediterranean and beyond. My country has a first-hand experience in transition from a totalitarian rule towards a free society based on democratic governments. I can frankly tell it is a long and often painful process. Anyway, one thing is clear. The EU must act decisively by stretching its aid and expertise to its partners in the Mediterranean. The most important thing is, so our talks and promises of help are not just plain talking, is that we open our market to southern Mediterranean countries and that we create jobs there. Only if the European industry is able to invest in the southern Mediterranean, to create there a lot of new jobs, we have a chance that democracies can survive there. And thus, by encouraging creation of jobs, enable peaceful development in the region. At the moment, the overall security in the southern Mediterranean is by and large determined not only by developments in Libya, but also in Syria, Lebanon, and Israel. With Gaddafi and Assad in power, we cannot expect moving beyond the execution of hard security measures. Response of Beirut to the charges of the Special Tribunal on Lebanon will be crucial for the already tragic, fragile situation in the Eastern Mediterranean. Without progress in solving the Israeli-Palestinian conflict, we cannot hope in sustainable peace and friendly cooperation among the nations of the southern Mediterranean. Making headway in addressing this threefold fragility in the southern Mediterranean is not a task for the European Union or the NATO only. All stakeholders must go the extra mile. Now more about the challenges in the northern Mediterranean. The European Mediterranean has its own problems with security implications. The influx of migrants from the southern Mediterranean has put under question the free movement of people within the EU, one of the key achievements of the European integration. Further, Greece's financial difficulties are threat for the whole Eurozone, another emblem of the European project. Combined with the fact that the European Union has still not fully digested its innovations brought by the Lisbon Treaty, we witness some sort of EU fatigue. Today, there's a general reluctance in the Union to further enlargement and deeper integration. The pro-integration spirit of the 90s and the early 2000s is gone. However, it would be a great mistake to put the European project to a standstill or even revert some of its achievements. We must now try to renew the trust within the Union at all levels and keep the European door open for those who will be ready to enter. Croatia should be a strong reminder for all of us that the Union is a living, collectively managed and inclusive project. Thank you so much.